Hey, Shalom, I want to start off source by giving all praise to Yahweh, Hashem, El Shaba, Hashem, Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS and honors to you brothers doing the work in truth, war, sincerity. This one, I'm going to try to tackle it, tackle two things at the same time, but it's all around this thing of ignorance, right? So, for instance, the, first thing is that term black Hebrew Israelite. Right, and you basically have these guys that know nothing about what we're about, right? But you'll see them at the camp, right? You have someone in the crowd come up, and then someone else, and then ask, what's this about? And then someone else in the crowd will be like, oh yeah, these are the black Hebrew Israelites. They believe this, they believe that. But these times, they haven't even spoken to the people that are that this thing is about. But that example is spiritual. In fact, let me load this up and get this as well. Isaiah 6 and 9, right? For instance, in that example, it's spiritual because it says this in Isaiah 6 and 9. It says, and he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed. Right. So the Lord basically has systems whereby you have people who just ain't meant to get this truth, and guys will come up to the camp and be like, oh yeah, these guys are black Hebrew Israelites, they believe this, that, and the other, and the guy may be an Israelite foreigner, and they say, well, this ain't for me then, and keep it moving. And then next time around, when he sees camps popping up, he'll be like, oh yeah, those are them black Hebrew Israelites, right? And the thing is as well, these people say that, but their eyes are blinded to the fact that you will have brothers in camps that ain't dark skinned, right? You got brother in our camp, he's from Turkey. You've had guys come up who are basically from all over the gaff, right? As you say, from all over the world. Right, another one here is Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. So, is another one? Nope. This is Ecclesiastes 5 and 1. It says, keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of God, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they consider not that they do evil. Right, and speaking on something when you don't know the what do you call it, what that thing is, that's a sacrifice of fools. You are, what do you call it, you are speaking bullshit, right? Now we know these Edomites, they ain't about it, right? They ain't about it. In fact, before I forget, let me load this as well. Right, we know that these Edomites ain't gonna get it pursuant to the scriptures. These wicked. This is Daniel 12 and 10. Right, it says, many shall be purified and made white and tried. Right, and that's not talking about white skin, like as you just read there, purified, white representing purity. It says untried. But the wicked shall do wickedly. That's these Edomites predominantly, right? You got three classifications of men: sons of the wicked, right, being Esau's sons of men, being the other heathen nations, and the sons of God, right? So, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. Right? So none of the wicked are going to get this truth, right? So when they come up and they talking slander, it's like, hey, that's to be expected. You are the devil, right? And so got that. Got into this. Yeah, so it says, be more ready to hear than to give this sacrifice of fools. So if you're Jake coming up, or whatever, you don't even know what we're about, and you telling guys in the crowd, oh, these are the black Hebrew Israelites, trying to turn people away, would you call it, from getting the truth, right? You're giving the sacrifice of fools, and you're doing evil, right? It was, so let me carry on, let me continue, right? It says, and also the other angle as well is we as Israelite men ain't supposed to be, of that ilk of ignorance, right? Of, you don't really know what something is. You only know the headline. And I'll put my hand up. I'm guilty of that. And that's not what we're supposed to be. We're not supposed to be headline people, headline Israelites. You only know the headline. You don't know the ins and out of something, but then you'll speak it as if you do. Right? That's what these guys in the world do, and we ain't supposed to be that. We ain't supposed to be ignorant, right? This is Ecclesiasticus Sirach, also known as Sirach 5:15. It says, "If thou hast understanding, answer thy neighbor. If not, lay thy hand upon thy mouth." Right? That's 5 and so it's not 5. I said 5:15. That was 5:12. Right? So I'll read again. "If thou hast understanding, answer thy neighbor." So Bob comes up, asks you a question or whatever, what have you. Right? You be like, hey, if you know, then you answer. But if you don't know, don't say anything you don't know. Right? And the same to these people that want to talk about black Hebrew Israelites. You don't know, so don't say anything. Because the first thing you should know is we ain't no black Hebrew Israelites. Right? One of the terms we hate is black. So how can we be black Hebrew Israelites when we detest that term? Black is death, void of light. Right? We are the light. Yahushua has given us this understanding. It's made us a light unto the world. Right? This is verse 15. It says, "Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small." Right? So we ain't supposed to be walking around in ignorance. Right? You know the headline of a particular thing, then you'll say it maybe around people you work with or whatever, and then they question you on it, and then you expose you don't actually know what you're talking about and make you look like a fool. And ultimately, if you're ignorant like that, then you got to question, how are you in this truth? How are you when it comes to the scriptures? Right? Are you someone that can you can just be easily moved or whatever? You don't, you only know the rough premise. You don't actually know, and ultimately, that, I will say this, right? That Lord give the increase. You'll get certain understanding after a period of time, right? That's just on the Lord's schedule, right? But what manner of persons are you? Let's say you're going into the basics, or you're going into the basics proper, right? Not saying you come into this truth, you're gonna know the deepest breakdowns, tied in with the history and all of this stuff that goes with it. No, not saying that at all, right? But it's like what kind of what kind of persons are you, right? So this is also Psalms 83, right? So yeah, here it is, brothers be making videos, be like, yeah, we're not black Hebrew Israelites. When we open up the camp, how is this? How do we normally start it out? Hey, Shalom, we're the Hebrew Israelites. We come in a week out. No, we don't say we're the black Hebrews. No, we're the Hebrew Israelites. For the longest time, people are making videos on, we are the Hebrew Israelites, not black Hebrew Israelites. Right, but what do these heathens do? They want to keep that label on us. Why? Right, so Psalms 83 and verse 2 says, "For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones." Right, so they part of that crafty counsel is saying black Hebrew Israelites. Because then you got Israelites out there that'll be like I'm saying, they'll be like, well, this ain't for me then, and then keep it moving. Because they'll be thinking, these are just black Hebrew Israelites. But I'm from China, I'm from India, I'm from Germany, I'm from Poland, Romania, Albania. Right? But yeah, if any of these guys actually listen to what it is that we say, they will know that we say you got a lot of Jakes in Eastern Europe. Right? These Albanians, Romanians, just Jakes, they're niggas. Right? Do same nigga shit that Jake do, suffer the same curses here in London. I'll speak because that's that's where I'm at, right? we've got the proverbs and the bywords, and them Romanians, they get the proverbs and the bywords just like how Jake be getting them, right? I'll be at the job, and hey, it's one of them ones. And I've spoken to Romanian geezer about this. I was like, yo, man, why y'all never stand up for yourselves? Yeah, because you got these guys that'll be making them slide digs, right, about them being, from Romania. And I was like, why y'all never stand up for yourselves, man? No one knows exact words. But I was like, yo, these guys keep making them jokes. Right, and it's ultimately because they let them. It's just same way you have a Jake in the building, only black guy, and they'll be trying to make certain jokes. And then most Jakes would just be like, but nah, once again, you come in this truth, you're like, nah, you ain't cool with that joke. You crossed that line, nah. Right? It says, they have taken crafty counsel against our people and consulted against our hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation. Right? So that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Right? So cut them off from being a nation. Like, so once again, guys who may be Israelites being told, nah, this is just a black Hebrew Israelite thing. You have to be black to, to join. Right? And then they won't know that they're Israel. They'll just think, that's another one. You even had there was a time you had one Angolan woman come up, trying to, she was in my opinion, my personal opinion, trying to come up with that, fiery attitude, which, I ain't too much a fan of, trying to back up. She's like, it was a while ago, so maybe I remember incorrectly. But, she comes basically trying to, battle with us and all of that. And then she was like, then she found out that, our thing was, people from Angola, which is where she was from. You got Jakes that are from there. We've got a brother from the camp who's Angolan. And then immediately she calmed down. She was like, oh okay, fair enough. So you do have, these other camps as well that are helping along with this. But what doth the scripture say? It's Romans 9:6. It says, not as though the word of the Most High hath taken none effect, for they are not all Israel which are of Israel. Right, so you got guys out there that are, you got the majority of Jake is going to get killed, right? But then you got other camps out there that be saying, these aren't the, it's just a black thing, black this, black that, right? Just for they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. Right, so these heathen nations, they've come together and they said, look, man, we can't let it be known that these Jakes, are the true Israelites. Right, so instead they're gonna slander us. Right, they're gonna call us black Hebrew Israelites, despite the fact that we're not. And we detest that term black. Right. This is John 15:20. Says, remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. Right, so I bring that up because they're going to try, persecute us, under that banner, black Hebrew Israelites. Right, they're going to try to do, the Black Panther, make it look like a black militia. Right, but what is black? Like I said, it's death. But marvel not, because what the scripture is saying is, the Lord Yahweh Shai, he got persecuted, so they're going to come and persecute us too. Right? It says Acts 14:22 says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter in the kingdom. Right, so like I said, backing off that scripture in John, right, they go and try, push this image of, black militia, so that they have a reason to come down on us, right? Like, for instance, let me not speak out my ass. This is Revelations 12:12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is, and that devil's talking about Esau, the so-called white man. He says, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. right? So Esau, knowing he's got a short time, he's going to be, pushing certain agendas, right? And he's going to be, there was that news article that came out, but in it, what did you see? Black Hebrew Israelites, right? Like I said, pushing on that image of a black militia, right? Despite the fact we have camps where it's Latinos, right? You've got brothers, like I said, from our camp, and a brother from Turkey, a brother from Eritrea, right? We've had man come up to the camp, a couple of times, or Filipino. I was Filipino Vietnamese. I forgot where the geezer was from. You have, so-called other white-looking people come up to the camp and listen. Despite all of that, they're gonna push this black thing in the hope that they can snare us. But we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. That's the 2 Corinthians 2:11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, which helps tie this in, nicely with the second point I was trying to convey, which is that, ignorance. You can't be ignorant. We ain't supposed to be ignorant. We're supposed to be beacons of light, supposed to be beacons of understanding, right? And part of this understanding is the wickedness of the so-called white man, and understanding that he's gonna, do X, Y, and Z in the hope to snare us, right? But hey, we have the Lord as our backing, right? So, Lord will, that was edifying. Until the next time, I say shalom.